Amani al-Shafi and her 3 children have been forced to flee the war 6 times since last October. The first place they fled was their home in Beit Lahia, northern Gaza, which, she has been told, is now a pile of rubble.
We fled because the bombardment was non-stop and I was terrified, but there was no message or any kind of warning.
Since then, she has moved south multiple times as the war between Israel and Hamas followed. When she reached the southern border city of Rafah, she set up camp with most of the Gaza Strip's 2 million plus population, as famine in the north began also to creep south. Almost all the hospitals were closed and the water supplies were dwindled before the assault on Rafah began last month. Al-Shafi then traveled back north to this vast campsite in Khan Younis. Here, there is no electricity, cooking gas, running water, and very little food, she says.
We can't find even simple things like vegetables, tomatoes. These are the basic things that one can give to the children. There's no oil. We don't have meat that we can afford. There is no affordable fruit or milk or dairy products.
The United Nations says roughly 120 million people are now forcibly displaced worldwide, living outside their homes, forced to flee wars, persecution, and other human rights violations. Most people who flee are searching for someplace safe, but in Gaza, residents say there is no such place inside the enclave, so they keep moving to stay alive.
Look with mercy at the children, women, and elderly who were killed and are still being killed, the houses that are demolished over the heads of their residents.
Few families have escaped Gaza, but the vast majority remain because the borders are closed, and escape requires far more money than most displaced people have left. And many people, like Farhat, say they wouldn't leave even if they could, lest they lose their homeland forever. Gaza's Ministry of Health says more than 37,000 people in Gaza have been killed and more than 85,000 injured since the war began in October, after Hamas killed 1,200 people in Israel and took more than 250 hostages in a surprise attack. As summer heat sets in and the battles continue, more civilians are expected to die from sickness due to lack of food, healthcare, clean water, and sanitation. Even if the war ends tomorrow, says Al-Shafi, Gaza is already in ruins.
Gaza will be frightening. It will look scary. It will be very terrible in terms of the lack of electricity, water, the destroyed land, the destroyed streets, and the destroyed houses.
Multiple attempts at peace negotiations have failed in recent months, with Israel vowing the war will end only in their total victory, including the return of all hostages and the dismantling of Hamas. For Nedal Hamdouna, Amjed Tantesh, and Enas Tantesh in Khan Younis, Gaza, Heather Murdock, VOA News.